Hey guys, so I wanted to make a very quick video on something that I share with everyone that this name comes up. I used to work for Donald Trump before he became president about 10 years ago, more or less. I worked in one of his hotels in Doral, and I was a waitress at the pool. Nothing important. I wasn't a manager, anything like that. But one thing that I have always said is how impressed I was. This man would fly into his hotel once a month, every single month, and he would walk the entire property, and he would shake every single employee's hand. He would go behind the kitchen, shake every single employee's hand, and ask every single person, is there anything that I don't know that I should know? That stuck with me forever. I'm not into politics. I really am not into politics at all. But when he was going to become president, obviously the first time, his name, and every time his name will come up, and whenever it does, I always tell people this story. I don't know him, like I'm not friends with him, but I worked there long enough to see the pattern of his leadership and how humble he is and his ability to lead and really be a positive, leader. Somebody.
I'm so glad that we have social media because if we only depended on the mainstream news media, we wouldn't really know what a person is like. We wouldn't have any insight. It's easy for Kamala Harris and people like that to throw around baseless claims, even though that was the first time that she ever met him. It's easy for people that's on the left to throw around this evil rhetoric and saying how he racist and how he treat people and so on and so forth. But when you actually get an opportunity to hear from people on the ground, you can see that all of that rhetoric is false. And it's not even about the business acumen so much so as it is how they say that he is one of the most evil people. And that's the thing that people keep saying as though they've ever met him in life. And so all you can do is go by what is promoted to you because that's usually what people do. But you finally got a woman, for example, like this, that say, listen, I wasn't even nobody significant. I wasn't at the top of the food chain. I wasn't even a manager. I was just a person that was over here in the corner doing my job, but I was able to observe how he moved. And I think that it's even more pertinent because he was a big dog. So I can imagine that he's probably had thousands and maybe even hundreds of thousands of employees. And for him to come in and ask that question shows characteristics of leadership. Whereas on the flip side, the first reports that I started hearing coming out of the White House back in 2021 was how Kamala Harris was such a difficult person to work with. And listen, I'm not talking about the vibes. I don't care anything about the vibes and the energies and all of this stuff. And hey, I care about your steady hand as a leader. I want somebody that's willing to let go of the people that's not doing a good job, but at the same time is cares enough about the business or what they're doing in order to tap into the people to understand whether or not they're doing a good job or what is it more that they can do. And so this is something that actually comes more, in my opinion, with male leadership. Male leadership are able to make a tougher decision. They make less emotional decisions. They care about the vibes the least, but they want to get the job done. And at the same time, they're going to ask you, what is it that they can do more in order to empower you to be the best version of yourself? Let's continue.
You can look up to and learn something from. I think that it's very important that we stop judging people based off of the media and based off of 2-second clips that we see that the media puts together and so forth and so on. Really do your research and, notice like how a person moves. It's crazy. I am all about women empowerment. I hope and I'm sure that there will be a day that there will be a woman president. It's going to be coming very, very soon. But this is not the right woman to run this country. She's a puppet. Do you guys want a puppet to continue running our country? Like,
Even the feminists, even even the feminists are saying, hey, listen, I can't wait for it to one day to be a woman president, but this one, that's not it. And if you ain't seen that last local interview or the reaction video that we've done on it, You need to go back and check that out. But this woman is nothing more than a puppet, in my opinion. She is a head full of air. She doesn't know what she's doing, respectfully. And she's 100% off the reservation. I believe, honest to God, in my heart, and this is just my belief, that as she was calling Biden and insinuating that he was a racist during the 2019 debates, 2020 debates, that she really believed that. And it's the reason why she said it out loud. She said the quiet part in her mind out loud. I have never personally heard anybody call Biden racist. However, that's what she did. And then they selected her because they truly wanted to secure the woman vote, the same way that the Democratic Party has been manipulating people's minds in order to continue to vote for them, even though they're not doing nothing for them for my entire existence. And then she pushed him out. And when I was getting reports that was saying that she was a difficult person to work with and she was causing chaos inside of the White House, I believed them.
Like, we have become a joke in the world. We're not the most powerful nation anymore. You know, we really need somebody that's going to be tough, that's going to be real, that's not going to be a puppet. Do some research on this lady. There hasn't been much that has been done in the last 4 years. We need a change. We're literally losing as a nation. And like I said, just before you go out and vote, which regardless, please go out and vote. And let's just hope that the election is not rigged. And let's just take back our country. Vote for Trump.
Oh, you can forget about the whole election rig thing, because I believe that they've been having election interference ever since he ever got out of office. If Trump had never ran, or he had never run again, or they didn't believe that he was going to run again, then we would never see these charges. I don't think you see what's happening in New York. I don't think you see what's happening over in Georgia. I don't believe that any of that stuff ever becomes an issue or ever comes up. I believe that he just goes on with his life. As a matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say, I can't believe how they loved him. The Al Sharptons, the Jesse Jacksons, all of these people, Oprah, for God's sakes, all of them loved and adored Trump, had him on his show multiple times, all of this stuff. But then all of a sudden, he became a bad person after he decided to run for president of the United States of America. Yet you see people that have actually worked for him or worked with him, and they have nothing but praise to say about his leadership. Now, anybody can criticize whether or not they like a person or they don't like a person, but what was his leadership like? And we actually see the results of what happened from 2016 through 20 versus what we seeing today over the last 3.5 years. And if you choose to work for the vibes, then that's on you. And I really, really feel sad for you. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think that this woman is on the money, or do you think that she's absolutely wrong in her assessment of Trump? I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.